What is up, everybody? Welcome to the original Next Level Gaming Podcast. Sorry for the slightly late start. You can blame the man in the bottom middle of the page. No, not you, Frankie. You're on the left this time. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. And welcome back to our returning special guest, formerly of the WFC podcast, and now part of NLG. He is the man, the myth, the master of drones. Super Cooper, what's up, brother?
Not much, man. Thanks for the invite again.
Oh, welcome.
Always stoked to be here.
Yeah, and this time we can see you.
Let's choke.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time.
Who is that guy?
Oh, man. So what's up, crew?
I'm exhausted, but it's good. Everything's good.
Frankie.
What's up?
He's here. What's up, man?
You know.
Is he here really? I don't know if he is.
Well, he's on the other side of the screen from you, so.
So, like this way? This way?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got to go opposite what you see.
It's too funny.
Oh. All right,
yeah,
so.
I got my Switch back.
Nice. Oh, that's right. Yes.
That's too small.
Mifa's Grace is ready.
Indeed. Oh, is JD here? Darn, JD is
Awesome. And you're gonna you got some other stuff to talk about tonight too. Since you weren't here last week when we wanted to talk about Lawbreakers, so we wanted to get the scoop from you on that.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So I'm gonna have to go to XSplit support because I think it's this thing with my camera is just starting to really anger me. This is like the fourth week in a row now that this mess is happening. It's fine until I put everybody else on the screen, and then all of a sudden my camera just does this. So,
I think it's camera shy.
Yeah, bear with it one more night, folks, and I'll figure out exactly what's wrong. Just be me in stop motion. It's the best I can do. So, what's up, Peter?
I might have pre-ordered something today.
Aha.
But overall good. I mean, I don't know. Exhausted a little bit. I don't know from what.
Well,
because just from having weekend. Now I need another weekend to recuperate.
Indeed.
Yeah. Recovery weekend for the weekend.
Yeah.
It's always we can always use those, and then we have to go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm enjoying it while I still can. It's my last week.
Oh man, is it really?
Yep. Bad faith.
Last week.
Poop emoji on that.
Poop emoji.
Oh.
Indeed.
Hey, try my Tyrant HDK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I can become a full-time streamer now.
There you go.
There you go.
We got to sponsor him on Twitch.
There we go. You can make him a Twitch partner.
Twitch partner.
So.
Then you guys can subscribe me with the Prime Twitch or Twitch Prime.
There you go.
So
Be one of the mixer partners.
Mixer partner. Yeah. Can be both though. I think it's exclusive.
True.
Once you sign on, so.
Yeah. So what you been playing?
Let's see. I want to keep some for Nate because otherwise he's like, "Oh, I don't have anything to say." So he and I we finished up a game.
I don't know what game are you talking about.
And we started a new game of the same series,
which was kind of hilarious last night.
Yeah. So I leave that up to Nate. But what else I've been playing is I almost said Cuphead, Sonic. At least I tried.
Right.
The first time was good, but the dashboard and Sonic, they don't like each other. And I'm not the only one, so that's sad.
Yeah, it started with me yesterday and into today.
Yeah, it's like slow frames per second.
Yeah,
it's
not
like
good
moving
at all.
in slow motion.
Yeah, it gets pretty bad.
Yeah.
So kind of like Mike's camera right now.
Yeah. But the thing is, like other games work fine. So except we also tried some Dying Light, and solo is fine. But once somebody joins, they get like disconnected like pretty early on. So
yeah, it's got to be something in netcode, I think, because mine was doing a little spotty of it here and there, but then I got an achievement and it just went bonkers trying to, go back and forth live on that achievement.
Right.
Well, and then I couldn't launch the
EA
EA
Access,
Access app.
Yeah, so I think it's some dashboard
Yay, Alpha Ring.
pain
Yeah.
that we're feeling right now.
Signed up for it, I guess.
Another game that I've been playing is now I forgot the title, but that motorcycle where you have to make those jumps.
Trials.
Trials Fusion.
Yeah.
It's a blast. Except right now I'm like in a super hard one where you have to fly like 115 meters by flying off your motorcycle. So it gives me some grief, but it's a fun game.
I've only
Especially
ever heard
for
good
free.
things about it.
Fantastic.
All right.
And that's probably it, I think.
All
You didn't
right.
play any VR this week?
Did I play any VR? I don't think I did. No.
No.
When
Can't
did you-
wait to go back to.
When did
Go
you
ahead.
play Farpoint?
It was not last week, I don't think. It was the week prior, I think. Yeah, because remember we had the our last podcast was a whole thing about Farpoint and VR. But yeah, Farpoint is awesome. Definitely want to play some more. Just have to have some time.
And there is a video up on the channel if people want to see Farpoint in 60 frames per second HTK VR.
And those spiders that jump on your face, my goodness.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I
Wait till
imagine
Resident
though.
Evil.
Shotgun the.
I imagine though, looking at it in 2D, on a screen doesn't give it the same justice as what you're seeing.
I'm
Right.
not.
So.
Yeah. But that's that game is awesome. And that gun, that plastic gun, that actually feels pretty solid. It's a must-have.
Yeah, it seems like it's one of the killer apps for the PSVR.
Absolutely. Yeah. And those bundles, they popping up. Like Best Buy had them and GameStop, so they become available. So that's a good sign.
Okay. Awesome.
So definitely, if you have PSVR, that's the game to pick up for that bundle.
Okay.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, yeah, we'll get to saying hello to everybody in a few moments. Next up on the list is Juan. What's up, man?
Hey. Work as always. But I've been playing Slime Rancher, like we talked about last week. Still sinking hours into that. Last time I sat down, busted 2 hours on it before I even knew it was going on. It's a great game. Everybody should play it. Free on gold, so you don't have any excuse. Just go play the damn game. The other one was Sonic Mania, which is great. I love Sonic Mania, but I also had a little bit of HEK's issue with a little slowdown here and there after the alpha update. So hopefully they get that sorted out. I fed it back, so a couple of different things like the customization on the alpha feedback, the alpha ring right now isn't working too good for me. Like I can't remove things and put them back on my homepage like I should. But and then Zelda on the Switch because I'm very close to beating MK8D, but I've been working on Zelda. My gaming ADHD. But Zelda's okay. Right now I've been mostly focusing on stuff to move me into the parts I enjoy. The kind of extraneous stuff on the side I'm finding to be a bit much, but there's so much of it. But but when I focus on the the Divine Beasts, that's been entertaining. That's been fun. So I got 2 of those down. And I'll keep working on that until I get that done too. Put it on the list. And I finished something else. I finished the campaign on For Honor, and it was pretty meh. I love For Honor dueling. At least I did at the start. Then they kind of lost control of the balance issues, and as the population came down, the peer-to-peer matchmaking got worse and worse because didn't have many good matches to choose from. So I've kind of slowed down on that, but I wanted to put it on the list. I had bought it, so I figured I'd run through the campaign, and it's pretty meh. It's a good way to learn the character classes, I guess, if you don't want to just jump in and get your butt whooped like I did until you learn to throw people off a cliff. But the story is pretty. I didn't. It's checked off the list, and that's about all I have to say about the campaign. But I did really enjoy the dueling. I just want to. Hopefully, they'll get their balance issue sorted out. More importantly, they're getting dedicated servers soon, so that would be a big thing too. So hopefully, that'll be something where I can get back into the dueling because there's nothing. I haven't had very many gaming experiences this year as intense as one-on-one Dark Souls combat. In that game, it's great, but I go on. I'll let someone else have a turn.
It's okay,
All
Juan.
right. Well, that would be up to Frankie, who was actually playing Battleborn earlier.
I was. Madzu had some free time, so I was like, hey, let's play Battleborn. We haven't played it yet, really, so grabbed him, Bender. We have a friend we met, Darkhound, so I think she was watching some of our streams when we were doing the Solus Chronicles on the Short Pause channel, so she joined us. So the four of us got in. We actually beat the last mission, which is the third time in like the 85, 90 hours I have in that game that I've actually beat the last mission, because that's pretty tough. But yeah, I think that was Bender's first time seeing the ending cutscene, so that was cool. I've now beaten that on both consoles, got some achievements.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a really good time. It was nice talking to Madzu for a little bit. So yeah, I didn't know he was like gone from here. I was kind of sad when I found out.
Yeah.
So Madzu, if you ever see this, man, thank you. I'm gonna miss you. I'm sure all of us are too. But I just wanted to say, thank you for everything you've done for the channel, and you are awesome. We
Yep,
can play more
he's
Battleborn.
all right. He's good in my book.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah, I don't like him. He doesn't like the hockey team.
Love you, Mazu.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He says
Also,
the blue jackets all the time.
when I got my Switch back, the first order of business I had was to get Severed. It's a Drinkbox game. I've always wanted to play it. I've heard really good things about it. I think Drinkbox is an awesome developer.
What else did they do that I played?
Guacamelee, probably.
There it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes. Good.
So yeah, so they're awesome. So they made this. This was initially a Vita game, so it's touch control based. It's also on, I think, iPhones, it's on the 3DS, but they just randomly brought it to the Switch a couple weeks ago. So second I got the system back, I picked that up and played through that over the past week. That game's really cool. It's really, really dark, but it's actually really fun to play. So you use just a stick to move around, and then it's all like swipe controls for fighting enemies. So
That's cool.
yeah, but yeah, I mean it's a really good time. I finished it in probably about 4 hours and 15 minutes, probably. So well worth it. Really good time.
I do love a game that doesn't waste my time. That knows it's doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah, especially a game like that. Like the touch control stuff could get pretty
Right.
meh after a couple hours. But they kind of, as you're playing it, you get different enemies with different builds. They have different buffs, more attack. They're immune to your magic spells you're able to use. You have enemies that have these rock clusters. You have a charge swipe where you hold your finger on the screen, it'll charge, and you can break away layers of them. So that's cool. All the boss fights are really neat. So yeah, it's a really good game. It's $15, well worth your time.
Cool. Now, so last week we were talking a little bit about Lawbreakers, and it was your week off, and it was.
Naturally.
I know. So whenever we have a topic that is perfect for you, you're not here to talk about it. So now would be a great time, because we talked about the sales aspect and that kind of thing, but we didn't get a chance to really talk about what was going on in the game, and you've actually had a chance to get some time into it. So what were your impressions of it?
I really like it. I've never really dabbled with Overwatch that much, so I don't have I always forget the objective, competitive multiplayer thing. So I just been playing Battleborn, which really isn't the same thing. But yeah. So my biggest gripe with it so far is there's no sprint button, and there are no tutorials for the characters. So that being said, the PC version has tutorials, I'm told, and so getting in there, Brad and I did a stream launch week on Friday night, and there's a lot of stuff about that game that somebody actually in the chat was telling us. If you hold down on the D-pad, that's how you do the blind fire behind you if you have a character with a gun. We had no idea. There's no other way we would have known otherwise, because the game never tells you that. So just things like that really need to be in there, because a lot of the times you're in there messing with a character, just trying to learn and understand what their attacks do and what their role on the team is. So it's just a lot of trial and error for your first couple matches, which is, if they just had some kind of tutorial in there, it would be fine. But outside of that, we didn't have any problem with any matchmaking or anything. We got right into a couple games. The wait time between matches is kind of long. I think it's a little over a minute, so people tend to drop out. And if you're stuck on one of those teams where everyone's playing it as team deathmatch, it's really frustrating because you're just going to get steamrolled. Typical. I'm sure that's the same in Overwatch. If your teammates are playing the objective, you're going to get housed. So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, just getting in there, kind of getting familiar with the different classes and how to play as them. Like when we were playing, there's the assassin class. So that one actually has the L2 is like a grapple whip, so you can kind of zip around the map a lot faster. And she has like a sword or something. But if you go to her ultimate weapon set, she has a shotgun, but you lose the grapple. So people who are actually really good with her are really good at flipping between the shotgun, grabbing the whip, getting in close in combat, switching back over, blowing people with the shotgun, getting back out of there. But she's also really effective for getting in and grabbing objectives. So I've been doing a couple times, Brett and I would run in and if we're an uplink, so the other team has a little device that's uplink that uploads data or something on their side, and you have to go and steal it from them. So it'd be really chaotic over there, and she can kind of just zip in there, get in there, grab that thing, and get out. So it's just been a lot of fun. It's just a very kind of, I guess, more simple objective-based things where you're just sort of waiting for things to charge and defending, the zones. Blitzball is really exciting. That's the sports ball one. So there's a ball that spawns in the middle of the map that everyone rushes in trying to get the ball, and then you have a goal on the other side of the map that you're trying to score in. That's probably my favorite matches because that's the one that gets really intense. It's first to score 8 points, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have people just constantly, getting in these massive shootouts in the middle, and then, you have people who hang back at your base playing defense, so if someone does get through, they're gunning them down, running the ball back over there, it gets pretty intense. So, but yeah, I mean, I've got about 2-3 hours into the game so far, which probably doesn't seem like a lot, but, for me, that's a pretty good amount of time for a multiplayer game. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it's $30, so I'd recommend it. But I'm someone who likes Battleborn, so apparently I'm good at latching my hitch to sinking ships.
That's funny. Well,
the description made me think of the in and out. That made me think of playing Flag Runner in Tribes. That was when I had a group of Marines that would play, and we'd all move our computers to the lobby area of our barracks, an empty lobby room, and just LAN up, and we would have such a communication advantage because we just yell at each other in the room, and man, we tore some stuff up. It was so great. But one of my job was usually either running, grabbing their flag and running with it, or running down the dudes who grabbed our flag and returning it, and that involves that crazy lead with the disc. And I'm telling you, no game had a skill ceiling like that game. But I'll wax poetic on it, so we'll move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a learning curve to Lawbreakers. Not quite that deep. It's just really kind of learning how to play as a certain character. Once you find one that you're comfortable with, kind of learn the ins and outs of them.
Yeah, I think it sounds pretty decent. It sounds like kind of the return of arena shooter.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was surprised. The ultimate, arena type. Yeah, that. I'm trying to think of what there's I don't want to say Quake because
he had Blazinski did the Unreal tournament.
Yeah,
right. So okay, so I could see. Yeah, I could kind of see that. Well, I kind of see that.
Unreal with my flat cannons. Man, I love my flat cannon back in the day.
Ah, the flat cannon. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right. Well, thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to Coop last since he's our guest. Poor Nathan, never gets to tell us what games he's playing.
It's okay. I mean, I have a partner.
Because it's usually right. It's usually the same games that Peter's playing.
What he said.
Resident Evil. We beat 5, but the last level took us about 20 years. Because we didn't know we were supposed to save the girl in the helicopter. And I'm allowed to say this, spoiler alert, because it's been out for I don't know how long, but the girl is supposed to not die. So catch her if you can. And then we started Resident Evil 6 yesterday.
Nice. Yeah, that was hilarious. The skill actions in the Also, like, we're playing it pretty late, but the kill actions, the way you can kill those people, man, the crack up so hard. It was like, oh man, that was good times.
Nice.
And then like I said, we started Dying Light, wouldn't let us. But when we get it running again, anyone is more than welcome to join us. Peter is kind of at the beginning. I think the
pretty much.
second, third mission.
Yeah.
So anyone who hasn't played it or loves playing it, be sure to hop in.
And there were some funny issues too, because I played it with Super Cooper and on his game, so I never finished the first level. So when I started up in solo, it put me in the house, and I couldn't go anywhere because all the doors were locked. So the only way to get around that was Nate started a game. I had to join Nate, then get out of the game, and then it spammed me outside the house, and I could finish that mission. So that was just funny. It's good thing I had some friends.
Yeah. It's funny too when I'm playing something else and listening to you guys try to navigate your way through that game. It's like listening to a horror movie in the background.
Yeah.
And you just want to yell. I just want to yell at you guys, don't go in the door. Don't go in the door.
Yeah.
Oh man. So,
it.
anything else? Anything else, Nathan?
I don't think so. I am excited. Today was a good day, so we'll talk about more of that at the end. Or
Okay.
I don't know when we're talking about it, but it's coming up.
You played some Division.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say, not
Survival. Man, Coop's sitting there like, you guys don't even know.
You don't even know. So, speaking of Super Cooper.
Hey.
Welcome back, man.
Good to be here.
You're the reason we're late, though. Because who was it?
Thank God it wasn't me this
Juan.
time.
I think it was Juan that called in, but dragged Coop with you, and he's like, "Well, so you don't want me on the podcast now?" And I said, "Well, no, wait a minute. So if you want to come back,
Yeah,
then
my fault.
it's
No, it's
all
like we're about to go in late. Let's find a scapegoat.
Right.
I know. What's the difference? We always go in late. It's okay.
Yeah, true.
So what you been up to, man? Since we saw you last.
Well, yeah. I mean, like Nate said, we were playing Division. That 1.7 patch dropped, and then they had Survival. The Survival mode, which is one of the DLC, was free all weekend. So we jumped in there. Whitty and I played it quite a bit. I think on Friday, and then we played some more yesterday. Whitty and I were playing together, and I finally, actually it's the second time, but Whitty died pretty quick right off the bat, but I made it. I survived. I killed the hunter, got my antiviral, the whole, got a pretty good completion score on it. But we still have not been able to complete it as a group, which is, man, I want to do it so bad. It's tough as a group. It's a lot easier solo because you're not kind of share resources and whatnot. But survival is great. If anybody hasn't played it,
I've never survived.
it's great. It's
It's
intense.
called Survival.
Yeah.
You've never
Nice.
Which one is this?
The Division.
I have that. If you guys want, you can have another inept person in it.
That's right.
I mean, join
I'll
Survival.
write the team down.
Another
Always
inept
down for
person.
Ineptness.
Yeah.
That's the cool part about the DLC is you don't need to have any supplies. Everyone's even, and Stinger disappeared.
No,
Doesn't matter
don't
what
just
level.
keep. I'm trying
okay.
something. Oh wait, I can't. Never mind.
Oh, so am I gonna be able to bring my bolt action rifle? Because if I can't have my bolt action rifles, then it's just
You gotta
That's
craft
not worth
find
it.
one or something.
I don't know.
Well, that's the
No
fun
bolt
part
action
is we
is a
each
deal
know
breaker.
everyone's even at that time. So
Yeah.
you go search for stuff.
You don't have anything.
Playing field.
You can craft a scarf or a hat.
Sweet.
That's it.
I want an ascot.
And then you run from
Right.
barrel to barrel, trying to stay warm.
Trying to stay
Find
alive.
clothes.
No, I have to put it on. I'll be down to try it.
It's fantastic.
Sweet.
I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
We
I
might
always
have
die
to
like
create
trying
new
to help out
characters,
people.
though.
At least
Because there's no way. There's no way we're gonna bring him in level 30 characters and above, and he'll never survive, and then he will get mad and never play it again.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah. Trying to play that game with people that are 10 levels and above higher than you, no, it doesn't work.
Yeah, they made a mistake, but that's why survival is so good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, and then shout out. I wanted to, my second video for the channel.
Yeah.
Super Blood Hockey.
Super Blood Hockey, which got play.
Sounds fun.
I always want to say Super Bloody Hockey, but it's Super Blood Hockey, which is an interesting name. But it was actually a lot of fun. I mean, it's like the total throwback, just like an old NES game, but little smoothed out graphics, and the soundtrack is fantastic. It's got one of the best, 8-bit soundtracks I've ever heard. It's great. Fun game. Fun, good controls, nice lighting effects, nice it's cool. It's a good, fun little game. I was surprised when Stinger Mike told me about it at first. I was like, oh man, what? Super what? What is this? But I started it. I kind of went in blind. I just I'm just that's why how I like to do it. Give my first impression, just jump in and start shooting the video, and kind of fumbled around, played that first match, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna jump back in this, and I ended up playing it for almost 2 hours. I was just having fun with it, and yeah, great game. Highly recommend. I think it's on sale now. It just went up the other day on Steam. I think it's only a few bucks. So yeah, if anybody's looking for a cheap, fun hockey game on Steam, there you go.
All right.
Good stuff.
Well, I have been getting my retro on. I don't know why. Just ever since I got this, ever since I got the OG Xbox back from the non-Coleco Expo, I've just been playing it constantly.
It's so great, right?
It really is. I had forgotten what great stuff is on there, and I have both Rally Sport challenges. So, while my
that game is awesome.
Yeah, Rally Sport was one of the best.
No, definitely that's a good one for sure.
Yeah,
I hope those are the ones that they bring back for on the one.
I would hope so, but those are dice, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any licensing issues or anything that might come up with that. Because you notice we still don't have games like Project Gotham and stuff like that coming back, and I have a feeling a lot of it has to do with music licensing and car licensing and stuff like that.
I'm sure.
So
that's why we don't have Forza 4 on the 360,
right?
Which is one of the best Forzas. But
is it the one with DC's radio station DC 101? Was that 4 or was that 3?
I'll say that was 3.
Yeah.
Dang.
But we're not getting any. We're really not getting much. We have Forza Horizon 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they added 2.
Mm-hmm.
So those obviously are okay licensing wise, but yeah, we're not seeing Project Gotham. We're not seeing Midtown. Well, I guess Midtown Madness would be OG. Midnight Club. We're not seeing that.
Yeah.
Although was there a Midnight Club? Cool. Was there a Midnight Club on 360?
I want to say there was.
I think there was.
I can't remember.
I never got too high in that series, but I want to say there was.
Midnight Club was good. It was a good series.
Yeah, it was.
I've heard a lot of good stuff. I'm just I'm just too Forza for much else.
Well, this is totally. I mean, this is. See, if you like the Tokyo Extreme Racer, see, I think you would like Midnight Club.
Sure.
It's all at night. Thus, the Midnight Club.
Mm-hmm.
And Rockstar did a really good job with it. So I'm just trying to think. Maybe it was
Midnight Club Los Angeles.
Was that the one?
Yeah.
All right, because 3 was Xbox, so I don't remember Midnight Club Los Angeles.
I don't either. I never played that one.
Yeah, I've never played any of them.
Yeah, I usually go to bed at midnight, so I'm not a part of the club.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our. I know we're off the
I'm full
rails.
of cheesiness, okay?
Yes, you are. By the way, welcome into all of our wonderful chat room folks. I think I see the drunk cat in tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome in, Al.
A wild owl appears.
A wild owl. So I want to know from you guys while we begin to talk about the obvious stuff in the chat room who watched the Gamescom Xbox show. What did you think of it? And did you, as a result, or were you just waiting for the pre-orders for the Xbox One to be live so that you could pre-order your Xbox One X? So, oh, sorry, Coop. Just the chat's bleeding into your the chat's bleeding into your screen. I tell you, man, I was woefully unprepared for you. Let me see if I can just scrunch that down a little bit. There we go.
Use less words.
Oh, good.
Everybody use less words.
Right, everybody. Right.
Or words or less.
Come on, man. You're all on Twitter.
Right.
So.
Shall I go?
Yes, well, yeah. We could start going around the room and we can start talking about it. So, A, did you see it? B, what did you like? C, what you didn't like? And D, did you get your Xbox One X pre-order in? And we'll talk about some stuff that we kind of saw through it.
Yep.
Just be general, and we could talk about some more specific stuff as we go.
Sure. So I guess I'll lead off. Yeah, I saw it. Most of it. I kind of saw it. I was working at the time and then driving, so I was listening to a good portion of it too. I experienced it or whatever. I liked the tight leather pants, like everybody apparently. But aside from that, I liked I liked the Xbox. Scorpio being confirmed. I liked. I think probably the biggest takeaway, other than getting my Xbox, was probably Recore update being free for the fact that I own it. That's a big thing for me. I like Recore. I've been waiting for that update. Been waiting for the tank chassis. Want to see more of it. So I'm all over that. That's probably a big thing. I did like the Minecraft console. I think that's a great idea. I love the style of it. But I'm not going to get one. And then ordering my Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition, which I was just basically waiting for the green light on. That was going to happen regardless, obviously. So, but yeah, no, probably the worst two things were no word for Age of Empires on the Xbox yet, and the repetition of trailers, which I don't really care about really that much myself, because it's been 2 months. What are they going to do? Show something largely different, but it's a point. It's something that they could have done a little bit more. Oh, and Al brings up a good one too, which was the with the PUBG deal. That could be pretty big. That was another good thing. That's it. That's it for me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're a little more specific, but how can you not?
What I do.
So, so that's a good Let's talk about that real quick, because that's a good question. So everybody knew that Battlegrounds was at least a console launch exclusive, and so I don't think that had taken anybody by surprise. What took people by surprise is the end of the trailer when it just said flat out Xbox One exclusive, and it is looking, now this is we've been through this, right? Rise of the Tomb Raider, we've been through all this nonsense, and I am assuming that this time, considering the backlash and stuff that happened after Rise of the Tomb Raider, that those words up on the screen there are pretty well fleshed out, and we're not going to go through this again. Now I know that we've had console launch exclusive and things like that. That pretty much just says Xbox One exclusive. That doesn't look like timed or launch or console launch exclusive. That looks pretty definitive to me.
The argument I've heard against that was that the Tomb Raider. Someone had a still shot of the Tomb Raider from maybe it was Gamescom. I can't remember which one it was.
It was E3. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Gamescom. You're right. It was Gamescom.
And it said it was an Xbox fall exclusive. Now this is saying Xbox exclusive late 2017, and people are trying to say that that's saying fall exclusive backwards, and that it's not going to be an exclusive after fall or whatever. You know my stance on exclusivity. I think it'd be good for the brand if they can lock it down. I don't care if anyone else can play this game or not. If I decide I want to play it, I'm going to be able to on my X. So sweet, but yeah, I'm laughing at JD. Anyway, yeah, I don't really care that much about exclusivity. It doesn't, benefiting me personally, but it would be big for the brand if they can lock this down. I think that game is going to be something. I mean, it's poised to be the next Call of Duty, to be that big, to take it over in the way that Call of Duty kind of took over from Halo 3.
And it's good that they put it on preview.
Yeah, that's true too.
Which was one of the reasons that they chose the Xbox One. There was they did an interview, Mr. Player Unknown. I forgot his real name. I'm sorry. But
that is his real name at this point, I think.
Right. For all the money he's making, he can legally change it. But the fact that there's a, I'm sorry, my camera is just throwing me all off. The fact that there is a game preview is one of the reasons that he wanted to go that route. And just so I grabbed this because just for the sake of comparison, because I think this is why I think that this is maybe a little different. Here's what Rise of the Tomb Raider fudge.
I mean, like,
see, this is the dashboard preview where we now can have a light theme.
It's
not a dark theme.
Original Next Level Gaming Alpha Preview Ring.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get that back. There we go. Sorry. I'm telling you, this camera thing is really driving me nuts. And it shouldn't, but...
Well, we let you know where you're no longer on the air.
Okay, that sounds good. Hold on here. Okay.
You've been voted off the silence.
Let me try this. Well, HTK is going to take over the channel soon.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Here is what Rise of the Tomb Raider said. Coming holiday 2015 exclusively on Xbox.
Yeah. Right.
That had ambiguity. That was it's only coming on Xbox in holiday 2015.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that says to me. This straight up says Xbox One exclusive.
Yep.
Or exclusive late in 2017.
Yeah.
Until it's not late 2017.
Yeah. Right.
It's early
and then 2018. I don't know.
So
it's January 1st. It's PS4 bound. January 1st.
January 1st. Well, and they could do the whole thing where right before it comes out, they announce the PS4 version.
Yeah.
So
that was something.
I'm
not sure.
But this guy's not Squaresoft, so...
Yeah.
No.
And I don't think...
Either way,
I just don't... I think this one is... I don't think Phil... Honestly, I think he would not want another one of these situations. So my guess is that this is pretty clear.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, like I said, I don't really celebrate exclusivity because it's not for me; it's for the brand. But it'd be a smart move for MS. It's not exactly consumer friendly, but that's where we are. I wrote a thing on this. It's on my Twitter. You can Google it if you want or search it. But I wrote a thing on should Xbox change its look at exclusivity, because I'm alone. And I mean, not many people have the same view that I have, and everyone thinks it's hugely, supremely important, and so you have to play to that, I think. And this is, I think, them starting to do that. I think the thing for me that I sit back and I look at the instant analysis, the instant microscope it goes under to see how soon it's going to be on PlayStation, because it just doesn't happen the other way around. If there's ambiguity on the other side, it's like, well, no one really cares. No one asks when it's coming to Xbox. But if it's the other way around, then immediately people are tweeting Phil, okay, so when's it coming to PlayStation? Which it's just nuts.
Well, and it was, that had started like almost immediately. The poor community manager for this game was already taking. Oh, that doesn't sound like what Oh, come on.
Right.
So that's why I don't think there's. I think if this was a timed exclusive, somebody would be saying it. So.
But it would be nice, the whole communication. Is why don't they just say, "Hey, it's exclusive"? Yeah, it's a,
like all the other ones did. Console launch exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's two things here. I think that I would rather everybody get to play a game anyway. I've been pretty clear on that. But what I will say about this is something right now that they need. Whether or not it's right or wrong, whether or not you believe that, Microsoft's having some issues with their studios, things like that, and the first party and all that stuff going on, this is something that's necessary for them right now.
Yeah,
right.
And they may have had to put out some money for it. I mean, think about this game. This game has sold what, 8 million copies
in a couple of months.
Right, and it's not, and it's in preview. It's not a full release, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still glitches and galore.
So imagine, imagine how much money this dude is rolling in right now, and what it would be to get Microsoft to go, and grab this thing for the life of the game.
Even if it's not a time exclusive, it's perfect for the holiday when they needed something to say, hey, buy our system this holiday.
And it's getting an X upgrade.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, Frankie, you
although honestly, when I look at that game, I mean, it's not something I'm going to be. I mean, what's the X upgrade going to do? It's not a looker of a game.
No, it's
not
to
the
me,
purpose.
it's like a
It's not what
state
it's
of
about.
It looks like state of not looks like State of Decay, like it's the same kind of game, but it kind of has that. I mean, you could definitely tell it is not a game from EA or Activision or it's not made by Bungie or something. Like you could tell, it looks like the original State of Decay.
Yeah, and that just means if it does well, which it has already, the second one is going to be maybe up there with an EA game.
And it could be, or it could get snapped
up. There's a big
up.
future.
He could get snapped up by one of these developers or publishers rather. So, but
it's a big get. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's a big get from the perspective of business, but I think it was a necessary get.
Yep.
I think Mike Ibarra sent a personal check. Like, we need to get this because he's been playing that game on PC a lot.
He's been talking it up a lot.
Right, Aaron, go get this game.
Yeah.
And maybe Phil said that. Maybe Phil said, "Look, man, get him on the phone and don't let him cover your ears, Frankie. Like a football player that you bring in to that you bring in to interview for your team, and you don't let him get on the plane without a contract."
Right.
So
you need to play college football for us.
Right. Now, I have to ask this, and I only ask because we know that the numbers for Lawbreakers still isn't great. You think Cliff is maybe second thinking himself?
No, it's not his style. No, and actually, I read a tweet or a post or something from one of the dev team, and they're where they expected to be, with the team they had, and like Frankie was saying, they actually mentioned the kind of lack of new player guidance, tutorial, hand-holding on your way in. They're actually, from what they're saying anyway, and it could be some spam, but what they're saying is they're about where they expected to be. They're pretty happy with it.
Well, I know, right? We talked about that last week. That but what else is he going with a man of that ego? What else is he going to say? I'm just throwing it out there that maybe, maybe he's wondering. He looks at Battlegrounds and they went Microsoft's way. They obviously could have very easily gone to the higher player base, but he's kind of languishing a little bit, and Battlegrounds is going to get a big push on the Xbox, and they're going to get a big push. I think they're going to push that game. That if this is not front and center for the rest of the season, like no offense, Juan, no offense to Forza, I know that's your flagship game for the console, but this game is the mass.
It's bigger.
Yeah, it's the mass hardcore, shooty bang bang fan, Xbox fan game. Yeah. And if this game is not shouted from the hilltops every single day until the
X is launched, that's what Ibarra's been doing. That's what he's been doing every time he tweets about how he's playing it on Xbox. Because this thing is, they've been working on this for a while, obviously. So he's all the time in Twitter talking about his streaming. He's been streaming it almost religiously. He knew it was coming to Xbox then. He was just, he's going to be followed by Xbox people. So, they're already pushing it.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about marketing and things like that.
I think I can't imagine big our preview program really is.
Look, the preview program is awesome, and it's really something I think that Sony. I can't believe they haven't picked up on it yet.
Yeah, that's why I think chose us.
It would have benefited No Man's Sky to a very large degree, in my opinion. And not everything that comes out of it is for everybody, because we know Peter hates Astroneer. But
not my favorite.
But Ark's done really well. Elite Dangerous came out of it, and it's still one of my favorite games of the gen. Slime Rancher I was just talking about has been very well received from early access, and I think he said it sold over 1 million, and with Xbox Live downloads, and he was up over 3.5 mil. And and that's. Everyone really should play this game. It's one of those things where if you're feeling down, play the game, and you're going to be happy. There's all the best happy. And there's another one too I can think of, but yeah, I really think it's surprising that they haven't picked up on the success that has been.
I don't know.
Well, they are doing beta dashboards right now.
Well, they do beta firmware. They do, which I wish I had gotten into.
Did they just start that? Or
no, they did that. I think they were doing that starting with 3.5.
Oh, okay. I don't know when 3.5 came out. So
I didn't mean to derail a little bit there, but when we were talking about Cliff's game, and we're talking about games coming or not coming to Xbox, it's the catch-22 or the incongruity to the argument of. Well, the only thing that matters is player base. The only thing that matters is the install. And everyone always tells me, because I'm the Xbox guy, and people want to tell me all the reasons why Xbox is bad.
Juan, I just want to say really quick, I'm not gonna buy the new Call of Duty.
Okay.
In case you're worried about it.
I'm gonna work my plans around that. I'm very glad you shared that information to me. Everyone should know now. Frankie's not. We all need to work our plans around the fact that he's not. It's funny you mentioned it too, because I just saw. I'm not going to name names or nothing, but I just saw. I was glancing at Twitter a couple moments ago that the certain individual I was speaking with earlier today about whether or not he was going to keep his pre-order. He's still talking to people about his maybe not keeping the pre-order, which is just mind-boggling to me. But regardless of that, like I said, people want to tell me all the time. I'll say something, I have an opinion about Xbox, and people want to tell me why I'm wrong or whatever. Cool. So, it's always the player base, install base. It's all that matters. And it's like they're constantly also telling me how we have no games, and we're super thirsty for games, and we have no games to play and nothing. And you would think that somebody would put okay, well, these people. They have no games. We should give them a game to play. They will buy it because they don't have any. If that's the logic, how do we not put these two things together is what makes you I wonder about.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Honestly, how again, how I feel about exclusives. But if Lawbreakers could have said, "Hey, Xbox fans, check it out. We're bringing you this game exclusively," people would have ate that shit right up. It's not exclusive, yay! And I'm telling you, if we're the thirsty people, if we're dying for games, then bring us games and be rewarded. Or you could chase the player base, that's larger during the worst possible time and go between the two giant shooters that are annual and like Titanfall did, and just obviously pay the price for it. That's just my opinion.
Now, does one more interesting question. Does a game like this, and Frankie and Soup jump in here, does a game like this have the ability to stand up with those other fall and winter games that are coming? The
PUBG?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking at this point, yes.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's
up against
hugely,
Call of
the
Duty
hype
and,
is huge.
and Battlefront?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's huge right now. The hype is huge.
The only thing that I think that kind of helps Call of Duty in that front is that they've gone to boots on the ground again and not the futuristic stuff. That's going to be a counter to that. But if they hadn't, it would have been no hands down. It would have been Halo 3 and Call of Duty and Modern Warfare again.
But also this game is in preview, so
yeah,
could change it too. And then it will be cheaper than full release, so it might be,
preview makes it more
could help.
accessible, not less.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely see that as an advantage for them. But
Yep, more people
I
will try
agree.
it.
And it says late, so I'm not sure what late means.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
late's going to be November, December.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Same as everything else. I was thinking maybe if it was December, they'd be able to get that Christmas rush.
From what I understand, if I'm looking at this here, just thinking about how I like, what I know about games and how I like them, the competitive advantage goes to PUBG because it has, what's the word I'm looking for? It has emergent storytelling, emergent gameplay. Your Call of Duty is going to be formulaic. You're going to sprint to here. You're going to throw your grenades. You're going to, whatever your objectives. And it's, but PUBG is going to be, different mostly every time you play it, in a sense.
I'm
That's
sorry.
true.
Hang
Yeah.
on. JD. I have never heard. It's a clip-on beard.
clip on beard,
Oh my god.
strain it up a little
All
bit.
right. So let's. Anybody else have any thoughts about Battlegrounds? Frankie, do you have any thoughts about Battlegrounds?
I'm sorry, did you say Battleborn?
Battlegrounds?
Oh, it's not the same. I'm not really interested in it, so I trying out the calling kind of turned me off to those kind of games. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I heard
Yeah.
you.
All right. Well, let's get back to general impressions. Peter, you're up. So I know you watched it with us.
I like the show. I mean, it's it's flowed pretty well between Graham and and the other host and the guest. I like that. Most of the games we've already seen. I don't know if we've seen the dinosaur one, the Jurassic Park. So that was a surprise for me.
Wasn't expecting it, and I didn't get to see a ton of it. I'm going to have to look up that in more greater detail because
it looks pretty cool. It's almost like a Halo 2, but then with dinosaurs and stuff. That's the feeling I got. But it looks really cool. I was a little bit surprised about the CGI for Assassin's Creed. It's like, where's the Scorpio footage?
right.
A little disappointed, but but just all the things that you saw, the hippos and other stuff, that looks so cool. Definitely, it's high on my list.
I should also mention that something I forgot when I was talking, which was that I was also disappointed that we didn't see multiplayer for Crackdown.
Crackdown? Yeah.
I mean, it needs to be said because
It's not coming.
a lot of people kind of expected it by this point.
I'll be honest.
I don't
with
know.
you.
I did not
ahead.
expect it.
The minute it got delayed, I knew it wasn't going to
It's
be.
for that reason, right?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be there.
Yeah. And also, why generate more hype? Now it's better off to let other games perhaps shine, like the PUBG and stuff.
The alternate thought there is show them what you have to put some confidence in the fact that it's that there's still something, because a lot of people are thinking it's going to go the Fable Legend or Scalebound route. I don't particularly think that's going to happen, but there are people who believe that, and if you can show them something,
Yeah,
but the problem is I think the reason they delayed it is because they didn't have the ability to show it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they went to Comic-Con, and honestly, I think a lot of what came out of Comic-Con is what drew this. because that game got panned.
I mean, they did have those people playing that game. That was such a good thing to watch.
Right? Yeah.
I'm so excited after that. So.
I think that's the reason. Now, they're going to have to show it sometime. They're going to have to, at some point, we're going to have to see it. But I don't think it was ready.
Yeah, when is the game slated?
Spring,
right? Yeah.
Where all the other Xbox games are going now.
Basically, yeah.
Well, it will be not an Arab Spring, but an Xbox Spring, I guess.
It worked for Horizon. So.
Yeah, it works for a lot of games. The problem is now they're all going to Spring because they think that's where it's going to work.
Yeah.
So,
Far Cry 5 for me in February.
That's going to look sweet.
Kingdom comes in February too.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Our good guy.
And
Rick.
that was announced to be X Enhanced as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rick.
Sea of Thieves.
Yep.
My goodness.
Rick Lagnese tweeted that out earlier, and we were glad to see Rick made it safe and sound to Gamescom. And
Our man Rick, woot.
Yeah, we hope he has a wonderful, wonderful Gamescom, and I really want to see Kingdom Come do well. I really do.
Yeah, me
that
too.
game, I have high expectations and hopes for that game. So
And that release date is set in stone.
yes,
Yep, Valentine's Day.
So it's definitely a given. The rest is still kind of fluid.
anything.
Second, he compared that
and then
game to Mafia 2. I was like, I need to buy this.
And
Yeah.
Medieval Mafia on your ass.
I'm gonna need some scallywags, some shipmates, because I'm captaining a ship. That's all there is.
I'm down.
That's gonna happen.
I'll be on board.
I'm there.
Just be
I'll
prepared. I will.
collect the puke in the buckets, and I guess you can use that as ammo.
Right. That was some news.
Yeah, that was new. That's kind of neat. But and then we could finally order the Scorpio.
Yep.
The Scorpio edition. Scorpio.
Yeah,
Scorpio
it's safe
edition.
to call it Scorpio again. It's just like,
Yeah, those are true Scorpios. So
I gotta put my devil horns back on for a second. I gotta admit, did the little horns on my head, that I was so tickled that I have a reason to put my Scorpio emoji back in the name just to piss people off. Just the best thing ever. Because I do that, and I'm now the worst person on the internet.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you
I
are. What a
didn't know
thug.
that was possible.
Already was, but
Yeah, exactly.
but now I'm probably displaying that I'm the worst person on the internet.
Right. Yeah, so I ordered from Amazon, and it didn't say the special Scorpio edition. And I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to order. I looked at Best Buy, and Best Buy had the Scorpio edition, so I thought I'm going to order that one. So that one went through. And then it's like, then on Amazon I found the Scorpio edition and tried to order that, but Amazon said, you already have one. I guess it's only one per account.
All right, let's see if we're back. And as soon as I did that, the freaking camera starts to.
Hamster wheel.
There is no love.
I don't get it. Well, let's see if the podcast is actually moving forward. Does anybody see it?
Did you break everything?
I don't know. I'm finding XSplit to be getting worse and worse every version they bring out.
Looks like the
show's moving.
All right, yeah, we're live.
All right, we're back live.
Yep.
So yeah, until I hit the stream button, my camera was working fine, and now all of a sudden it's back to. Yeah, there's something not right. This is I'm gonna start looking seriously. I might have to start looking at OBS. We may have to start. Looking at an alternative because XSplit is just starting to bottom out on me. Or I have to figure out a way to maybe do myself as a screen capture with my webcam somewhere else on the screen, and I don't know. That might be what I do.
No, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
it's weird that we all look okay, but you look.
Yeah, it's
You
got
look just
something-
horrible.
It's got something to do. Thank you.
I think you're cute, Frankie. Don't worry about it.
All right. So anyway,
Too
And
easy.
yes, Frankie, get dressed.
yeah. All right. So let's. What I was trying to do before we got. It's probably if it crashes again.
Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking
you
of
know
which, you
what?
remember the very first podcast that I ever did with you? You remember what you were saying that they should do when they acquired Minecraft?
I do.
Mhm.
Make a
okay.
custom console? Look at that,
Uh-huh.
only
Yeah.
like 2 years
Finally
later.
listen to
Yeah,
Mike.
finally. They did one last year. They did a pack-in.
Yeah, but it wasn't a custom.
Yeah, but it
Custom.
wasn't a custom console.
No,
It was
it's
just
Here
a
it
white-
is, the Minecraft limited edition bundle,
It's so brilliant.
available only at Target and the Microsoft Store.
Target.
Man, that rivals the R2D2, and I love my R2D2.
What's
That
interesting
console's
about
right on
this
target.
one is that it looks like blocks in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
there's-
They hit the target with this one.
Yes.
I actually kind of like the look of it.
And the back of it.
Yeah,
I was
there's
a fan
a
with the pig controller. I'm a more fan of the pig controller though.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the green
that's-
one better.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the better part. If they think the pig's more popular, make that the one you sell, right?
Yeah,
Right,
good.
exactly.
Good idea.
I think the cool thing for me is the part you can't see.
Yeah,
I love the redstone
Yeah.
detail.
There's the pig controller.
it's good though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
But definitely
underside,
pink.
the
I mean, my wife
underside of
loved
that console has light up red, right?
Well, you know, if you played, you got the redstone that you can lay down to make circuits, and that's how all the really advanced things are done. And the people do the crazy, people make computers in Minecraft and things. It's all done with the redstone, and so when you turn it on, it pulses a light through the redstone like it would in the game. It looks really neat, and it's the first LE Xbox with or Xbox One S anyway with the transparent casing on the back.
Yeah, and it makes sounds too, right?
Yep.
Startup sounds and all
Minecraft
that good stuff.
start up and disk and all that.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
Call
that'll
of
be
Duty
neat.
one does that.
Yeah,
Here's
nice.
the
I miss
creeper.
that, man. I wish they'd start doing that.
That's the creeper controller.
Yeah, I think they're both wins.
Yep.
So
And I don't know, even a lot of people are saying that the price is too high. Might be. I don't know. I'm
Thinking
not an expert,
GJD.
but I think it'll still go off the shelves pretty quick.
Yep.
How much is this one?
And I mean,
$3.99.
$3.99?
yeah,
Yep.
Advanced
that's
Warfare
too
was
much.
not a good Call of Duty game. But
1
even that was
terabyte
spread
drive
out.
though.
It's a 1 terabyte drive.
Yeah,
You get the game. You get a ton of the content with the game. You get the expansions and such, and you get a month of Game Pass.
I think I would have rather had the Black Ops 3 console. Looks 10 times better.
Yeah,
1 terabyte consoles, $3.99 though. Like this isn't a different price.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I thought.
I think it's a good deal.
yeah.
I like custom stuff. $3.99.
It should be $2.99.
Yeah, but
500 gig, $2.49 or $1.99. I don't know why it's $3.99. That seems
the
seems
terabyte
too high.
drive.
the terabyte drive, because the terabyte, you know what? The terabyte drive consoles are typically $349. So I think the fact that this is a custom,
Yeah, but maybe yeah. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm just
It'll
I
still
think
sell.
for the 500 gig S should be like $199, and then the terabyte like $249 done, and this one like $299.
see, I think
the bigger mistake. I think is limiting where it's at.
Yeah.
not just that, but I'm just telling you, I think they are cognizant of the fact that you can't have that big a delta between your S and your X. Like
That could be.
I just to
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
if you had
You
a
know, we-
$199 console and a $499 console, that's a large gap between those two
It's a
prices.
big step.
Yeah.
It's a big step
So-
to take. Yeah, indeed. But then on the other hand, it seems so far, and we don't know what kind of supply I have, but it seems anyway like the X is moving off of the pre-orders pretty well.
Yeah, Amazon was out
Oh, yeah.
for a little bit. In fact,
Amazon is still
GameStop too, I
officially
think?
out.
I was able to get mine on GameStop. Right now, it
GameStop
is the
is
number one
okay.
bestseller.
But
The
Amazon,
Project
I think, is
Scorpio.
done.
It actually it's number one, even above the PlayStation Store cards.
Hmm.
So it's doing good. Now, how long it'll sustain that
Yeah.
will be a good
It's a question.
question. But I think it's going to be, based on supply. But I guess it does go to show that, there are some people who want this. I mean, remember, when I went to, it was a small amount, granted, an underwhelming amount that Frankie said, but when I was at GameStop near me, and it's not a big populous area, there was nearly 40 people just on the call me back list. I mean,
Wow.
that's not bad for a $500 mid-gen refresh apology console that I have now said I accept your apology on.
I am still disappointed. I want to know if they're going to give us a Connect adapter like they gave S people.
They're
'Cause I do
going
not
to
wanna
have
spend
to.
$45
yeah,
more
the,
dollars.
I would imagine they're going
Yeah.
to.
They're going to have to because
They should. Well, especially since they got the 4K upgrade and like some Connect games. Or
now
Yeah.
to be
enabled
fair,
games.
I had $131 in trading credit from that crazy deal that went on last month, and then my wife said, "Oh, I totally forgot I had this $50 gift card." And
You have a gift card tree? See it shakes once in a while.
and then
Man,
and then if you looked at the what they were saying on Twitter, GameStop said if you could trade in your console later on between the 7th and the 19th and get another $200. So I may still do that, and so that would bring it even closer. But I got within the amount of money that I could reasonably pay to get the console with that. That $50 gift card actually kind of put me right where I thought I would need to be. So
Nice.
I'm glad you're on the train.
it's for
what he said about the gift cards and the tree, I'm so old it made me think of Steve Miller Band. Really love your gift cards, wanna shake your tree. Sorry.
Is that how that song went?
No. But I just put it back.
The sad part. I saw them in concert last year. Oh my gosh, they were so good.
That's right.
I know that's going
Xbox
off the
One
track,
X on a
but I actually
DLP
did see
TV.
them in
I will be
concert.
the only one.
Right.
But yeah, I saw some GameStop things posted, and like for your OG Xbox, you only get like $100. If it's an S, like 150.
I think they wanted to give me 150 for my Forza, so they can
No,
me.
they wanted to give you 105 for your Forza.
No, F that.
Yeah, I'm not giving up my Call of Duty. Sorry.
Nah, those are collector's items.
Yeah, I don't have a problem giving up my day one. It's not.
I wish they'd let you change sounds. I liked how you.
That
can
would be
choose
a cool
custom
upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a cool
I
upgrade.
mean, I don't see why not though.
No. By the way, did anybody see the cheesy unboxing that?
Oh, it made you Nelson with
I
his
mean,
white
come
glove.
on.
Yeah.
Now look,
It's funny.
it
It's
was
funny.
funny. He wore white gloves.
It's trolling almost. People lost their shit over those white gloves, and it's just like,
I know.
yeah.
But it was
It's
still
just-
funny.
it's just silly.
It
It's
was
just-
still funny.
It was.
I laughed my ass off.
Was he singing Michael Jackson during it?
no, he's just
No.
very
He was-
Vanna White.
He
Once
was
in a while, he said, "Oh,"
he was caressing it.
and grabbed his crotch.
I mean, honestly, the white glove thing, I just was like, get the hell out of here. Come
Fantastic.
on.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this is the Project Scorpio edition. It's got it's got the Project Scorpio etching on the front. It's got also the Project Scorpio etching, if you can see it, barely down sideways down the middle of the console, or middle of the controller rather. It's got some specialized texture.
I wish they would have put
On the
that
front.
X on the box. That
I think
on
the color
actual
too, right?
console. I like
Yeah,
that
the
X.
color might be a little different. It's not the same black.
Yeah.
And I think, and it was hard to see, but I think in the video I saw there was something besides just the badge on the controller. Like there was green, almost like green flake in the controller itself, in the plastic. But maybe I was reflecting off of something else. I don't know. But I do love the box. I do love that looks like my Xbox.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's funny. He pointed that out. He said, "Now look at the box.
Yeah.
Xbox fans will recognize the X." Well, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I wish they would have done more with the controller. The controller seemed a little meh.
Well,
Yeah.
gotta keep the price less than 500.
Yeah, but they could have done
Right.
something more
Yeah.
with the color.
Yeah, like the
Maybe
green
add-
around the thumbsticks,
Yeah, they could have had a
Project
green
Scorpio
light.
green.
Like
Yeah.
maybe the Microsoft button should light up green.
The same green. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's still hope for the Duke. I've still seen Mr. Blackley was tweeting that is something that could happen with the QLED screen, or the OLED screen, I should say.
Right.
That'd be cool.
Well, and
Oh, that would be cool.
the console comes with a stand.
Yeah.
I've never
Well,
had my console vertical before, but
I think this one I will. Because
my
also
SK
it's not it's not symmetrical. So that's why it always bothered me with the X. So
You and Dr. Steinman would not get along at all.
no.
No.
Well,
Alright,
I'm a
so-
Libra. I'm a Libra, so I like to be equal on
Nah.
both sides.
Fastback says how much did Mike pay you to go camera? So let's see. Coop, you said you didn't really see it, the show.
No, I was actually just when you guys called, I was kind of fast forwarding through looking at some of the trailers, but
I did that.
Yeah, I had to work. I didn't get off. I'm on the West Coast, so I didn't get off until just a few hours ago, and so yeah, I missed it. Just I was kind of on my breaks and stuff. I was checking Twitter and seeing what people were saying and stuff, and I mean, I guess my only impression is that that PUBG, just like we were talking about, I think PUBG being somewhat exclusive, who knows yet, but I think that's the biggest takeaway from that whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's fair. For me, I still think that I'm so much looking forward to finishing Recore now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was the right move for
Yeah.
and nobody really nobody's really mentioned this, but that's not a precedent. We got Ori's definitive for free.
No, we
Well,
didn't.
yeah. Initially, it was $5, I think.
Yeah, we got
For the previous owners, and then
Right.
there was like a brief moments where maybe for a week or a couple of days when it was free for existing owners.
Oh, okay. Is it back to being $5 now?
Probably.
know.
I'm not sure the price is.
Okay.
I got it on the $5 deal.
All right. Well, so then this would be the first truly free upgrade then. And
Yes.
that's the right thing to do for your fan base, because
Mm-hmm.
there are people that heavily defend this game. They deserve the definitive edition.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the amount of time, and they've knocked that back a few times and such. And I think I think it's a good move.
All right. And nobody's. Well, let's get to Frankie. Did you were at the amusement park, Nate? I know you didn't watch it.
No, but I really think that the biggest thing, besides PUBG, I liked how they still had, backing of Quantum Break.
Yeah, Quantum Break's getting that X.
Because they didn't
Tweeted
have
this
to
out
pull
this
that out of
afternoon.
the
Quantum Break
hat.
for the first time in a long time was trending on Twitter. If you had that in your office pool, you won.
Yeah, right.
Hey, do you think the video? I mean, the TV show, whatever it's called, it's going to be 4K?
If they
think I
filmed it in
haven't
4K, sure. I mean,
It's
if
going
they
to be
filmed,
huge.
if
Yeah,
they-
I mean the whole thing about this 720. Oh my gosh, 720.
Well, no, he's talking
Yeah.
about the live action.
Yeah, the live action.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's gonna be.
Was
That's gonna
that
have to,
1080p?
the game's
I
gonna
don't know.
have to be upgraded to an ultra HD Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Still haven't got to play it yet, so
Triple layer.
now I won't play it until that hits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I totally agree with JD there. He's saying Quantum Break is a legit badass game that needs more love. I really enjoyed it. I think it was still caught up in that whole Xbox malaise, the whole everything Xbox got to be bad, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there was work done by people to talk that thing down before launch about its length, about its resolution, whatever. All that nonsense. If you just play the game, it's pretty solid. I can't wait to see the upgrade. I will definitely go through it again with the upgrade.
well, I have to finish it
Yeah.
because I didn't get a chance to finish it because my
But
save
now yours
crashed.
broke.
Yeah.
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 So,
It
My
won't let you
version
go
had
back in
severe
time or
stroke
stop
and
time and
Huh.
get it back.
well, I just gave up.
Oh,
So
I just thought you could use your stop time powers and fix it.
Nathan with the jokes tonight.
Oh, yeah. She's here.
Everyone's
off camera.
laughing. I can tell. So
Yeah. Frankie, you're the last one. Did you watch it?
I did, yeah. Kind of like somebody had mentioned earlier, I was kind of bummed that they'd reused a lot of the same trailers, but the thing I did like was, we saw the same Cuphead trailer, but then they had her on, and as she was talking, they were kind of showing more gameplay footage that, I haven't actively been following a lot of Cuphead, so I don't know if that's new or not.
Right.
Yeah, some of it was.
But, that was awesome. I was really happy to get a date for the Halo Wars 2 expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to definitely try to make time for that when that comes out. It's
Yeah, the
kind of
flood.
a weird spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to be sweet.
So, overall, I thought it was cool. There's a lot of cool announcements, a lot of cool new trailers. Really excited to get my hands on Shadow of War and Assassin's Creed, so
You've been on the
Assassin's
Shadow of
Creed.
War train since the beginning.
Oh god, yeah, dude! Shadow of Mordor was one of the best games of 2014. So
Hell yeah.
I cannot wait
I
to play
can't
the
wait.
sequel.
Yeah.
I don't
got my
give a shit about
pre-order in.
microtransactions. So
And now on the X, you just got to get that, Frankie.
So what should I do with my eggs? Should I do Witcher 3 enhanced or the Mordor series?
do the
Which one
Mordor
was-
series.
Yeah, Mordor.
Yeah,
first.
I'd go Mordor.
Yeah,
Just
do that
because
one
I know
first.
you're gonna have a hard time
Yeah.
getting into The Witcher.
Mm.
Oh, Coop.
Yeah, I haven't started my Witcher yet, so
What do you
Can't
think,
wait.
Coop?
And that is a game that needed
Coop's
the
kind of
enhancement.
I'm just surprised you picked. Shadow Mordor I love, but over Witcher.
For him, I love The
Yeah.
Witcher. I think The Witcher is the best game of this generation so far.
Hey, dangerous.
I don't think Juan is gonna get into The Witcher.
I tried twice. I got about 10 hours in twice, and I had this bug that was terrible, this audio bug, and it took me out of it too. So
I think you'll dig the Shadow of Mordor games. They're really good.
Yeah, they are.
Really good.
do that one first, and then
They are really
And
good.
and they do have an Assassin's Creed style feel to it, as far as like the movement and some of the combat.
Feels more Batman-y, like the traversal stuff feels more Assassin's Creedy, but the actual combat itself I thought was a lot more like the Arkham Batman free flow
Okay.
system.
All right, that's fair. I can see that.
Plus, just messing around with the Nemesis system, like that's what I ended up doing for probably a good 5 hours after I'd beaten the game. That system's just really cool, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they expand it for the new game.
Nice. All right. Very quickly. So one thing I want to point out is Frankie's the only one who talked about Cuphead. By the way,
oh yeah,
no,
I'm excited.
No,
I didn't
Cuphead
hear you
as well.
talk about
Juan
Cuphead.
did.
Juan?
Juan
I
definitely
did. I
talked
talked
you?
about the
Cuphead.
leather pants that were on.
Oh,
during
the
Cuphead.
leather pants.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
okay,
the-
so you talked
the
about
really
her.
important part
Yeah,
about
you
Cuphead.
talked it right. You talked about. You're right.
No, the thing about Cuphead is, I want Cuphead, and
Oh no question.
it's
I want it too.
it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's been too long. I'm done waiting. Just bring me Cuphead. I don't want to hear anything until I have it. Just bring me Cuphead.
But the great thing about it is now they showed stuff that they didn't show before. They showed things that if you looked carefully, and she said, "Oh yeah, by the way, now we have shmup levels in there." And
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
"Excuse me?
Wow.
Yeah,
Did you just say shmup?" And
Yep.
sure enough,
You did.
yeah.
You can pull off
So-
those pants and say shmup.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find you a woman who can do both.
Man, those,
And
DLC
so
thing.
I'm going, okay, so now you've taken a game I already want, and now you've made it better.
Mhm.
Because
Shmups with that art style. That's wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
it's super. You got to go back and watch the video. Go
will.
back and watch it.
The game looks incredible, though.
What we may
Yeah.
do is I may have to go and get it
You
and
did look
show it off
incredible.
next podcast. But you want to go and see that because it was gorgeous. And then they showed 4 or 5 seconds of platforming, and then of course the boss battles, which are the things that it was originally. So
I did like the drop in, drop out co-op too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
whole
didn't,
whole thing was gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, reprobate. Yeah, shmup is as Juan is a shoot 'em up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have been. I'm sorry. I'm just I expect everybody to know what I'm saying.
I didn't know what it was.
So, yeah, but if we said R-Type and Gradius, you wouldn't know what that was either.
That's a good point. That's a fair
Coleco
point.
doesn't exist anymore. Is that what it is?
All right, that's going to be a retro rec in the future then. I have both, so there you go.
There we go.
I didn't
Yes,
realize in
learning lessons
Cuphead
with Nate.
that like shooting, like, they do like finger guns.
Yes, you didn't
Yeah.
notice that? And then
All
the one special move the guy has is he puts his cup head down and he spins his straw and it creates that weapon, whatever he's got. That was
Yeah,
pretty
that like
cool.
vortex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every little detail in that game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Even
looks
the film
fantastic.
grain, like there's just a lot of really cool stuff about that. I love it. So I can't wait
Yeah.
to get my hands on that one.
Okay.
That's what's gonna kind of make
And it's-
Halo Wars 2 a tough thing to play when it comes out because that's the same week. So
Yeah.
can't-
It's only like $20, right?
Yep,
So that's like
Amazing.
no brainer.
amazing. That's
No
I
brainer.
would be surprised. I would be surprised if that doesn't go up.
What the price?
better pre-order while we still can.
I mean, I guess so. No, yeah, there's no not supporting the studio MDHR on that, or MHDR, or whatever it is.
I assume it's a shortened version of their last name.
Something like that.
Could be.
Is she like one of the? She a sibling or something?
Yeah, who knows?
Don't know. There's a lot to find out.
Yeah.
Real quick, I wanted to give my thoughts on the show itself, and then we'll move on. I don't know who was expecting a press conference, but I kind of knew for the last month and a half that this was going to be like the E3 daily shows.
Mhm.
Right.
So, if you went in thinking you were going to... First off, if you went in thinking that they were going to drop 17 megatons and Phil Spencer's not in the country, you're
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I'm surprised Graham got to do what he did. Don't get me wrong, Graham is cool, but you're not announcing the next big Rare game without Phil in town.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. So people were expecting, I think, something that was never going to happen. And then, like I said, I knew once they delayed Crackdown that they weren't going to show Crackdown. Am I disappointed about that? Yes. Am I disappointed that we saw the same old trailers for the most part? Yeah.
It's only been 2 months since E3.
Well, I
2
know.
months.
But
Yeah.
they did split, last year they did split up things between the two. They didn't show, or whatever year they didn't show Quantum Break until Gamescom. They were holding back games for Gamescom. They couldn't do that this year because they don't have the games to hold back. So what we were expecting was that people in Germany would see the same thing that they saw at E3, except we did get some extra gameplay, which was nice. We got to see Cuphead with some new gameplay, which was nice. There was also, by the way, we totally went over Surviving Mars.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
If
Yeah,
you're,
I
if you
was
were into
driving
City
a Dead
Skylines, you're into those sim games, the Sim City type games, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that much.
I saw that at first, and there's another game that came out in that same vein a couple months ago called Avon Colony, and it's kind of the same type of thing where you're building a city on different planets. So seeing that reminded me that I really want to buy that.
Right.
But yeah,
So,
Then it showed some train simulator
trains.
for the train.
oh yeah, that was
Train
in the sizzle
Yeah.
reel.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
the-
right. The IDs, and of course
It's actually,
they're bringing back Zoo Tycoon.
Yes, I can finally.
We had that guy
Finish
on our
that.
stream too. He's pretty cool.
That Chris guy, he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the idea that we were going to get this second E3 super mega show, I think people's expectations were way too high. We were going to get the Xbox One X pre-orders. We were going to see, some games that we knew were coming. And so my expectation bar was pretty low. Given that my expectation bar was pretty low, was pretty easy for them to step over it. Had I had been expecting 3 or 4 game announcements of these, giant game, they had hit me with Blinks the Time Sweeper cat, I'd have been all right. But I wasn't expecting this to be the show where they told you when we were going to be able to buy the pre-order the system. I think everything else was just, I watched it. It was fine. It wasn't stellar. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was an okay show. I don't know what people were expecting out of it.
Yeah.
So that's my take on the show itself. The games, we know the games are going to be there, and it's a matter of whether or not people want to buy them. Sea of Thieves is going to be a big test for Microsoft next year.
Yeah.
I think State of Decay is probably a solid for this fan base. I think that I think Crackdown's still a solid for the fan base. I think the Xbox fan base is still ready for Crackdown. Sea of Thieves is going to be a test. Sea of Thieves is going to test the Xbox fan base's loyalty and their loyalty to Rare.
They're gonna have to advertise that pretty heavily, I think.
Yeah. So, well,
did you think that State of Decay looked better now than it did at E3, or was it the same trailer? I don't know.
I thought it was the same trailer.
I think it was the same trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somehow it looked better to me, but maybe who knows?
Yeah.
It's still.
We just been playing too many zombie games. That's
I think so. Maybe that's what it is.
All right.
Too much Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I think Dying Light is also getting enhanced.
Yeah.
So we actually.
So by the way, Reprobate is while he's saying something totally else that I wasn't going to say. Let's see how much the Xbox fans freak out when Sony has their Paris show. We are going to cover Paris Game Show when Sony has it, which I had tweeted out when that was. I have to double check and look again, but I think it's end of September, maybe October. Whichever day Paris Game Show is, we'll cover it that Sunday night. Just as we covered that.
I think it's actually on a Monday. Hang on, let me double check.
Monday.
I think it's October 30th.
All right. If it's that, then we'll cover it the following week, and we'll cover it the same way we covered this show.
Yep.
That's a Halloween nightmare.
So, that's right. So. All right. Let's move on. Let's get the train kind of rolling through some more stuff here. Very quickly, the last couple things are kind of special. But for the moment, hold on, because I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not changing the backdrop again. Sorry, dude.
Aww.
The entire backdrop's going to be Peter's face at some point.
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
I mean, if
But
you keep that
everybody's waiting
photo
for
in
that.
there, everyone will know that we're an Xbox podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. All right. Next week in gaming with HTK.
He's in the game.
You should record
right.
an intro video for this.
I'm
with
working
some,
on it.
like sweet
I am
keyboard
working
thing,
on
just
it.
a quick 10-second thing.
I am
a
working
stinger.
on it. I just have to figure out how I want to do it.
Yeah, so we'll have plenty of games. So I'm just gonna pick out ones that are either piquing my interest or we've had them on one platform and now they're coming to the other platform. And let's see, one of the thing, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series, episode 3, More Than a Feeling for PS4 and X1. Some people like that. So
Ooga chaka.
And Mike will be covering that next week.
yeah.
Wait, what am I covering?
I don't know. Is he?
Your actually, your band is covering More Than a Feeling next week. That's what I know.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The other thing that is Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, Episode 1 here in residence for the Switch. So we'll have fun playing that. Another thing for the PS4 is Thimbleweed Park. Such an awesome kind of
I still need to
back
play
to
that.
the roots point and click adventure game.
Yes.
It's such an awesome game. And the Scum engine. And, just the humor and the throwbacks to the past is just awesome.
I believe
Definitely if you have a
we
PS4, pick that one up.
I believe we have a video on the channel from you on that. If people want to check it
Yes,
out.
on the Xbox One. That's right. it's a good, it's an awesome game. Let's see. So 823 ChromaCon for the PS4 and the X1, and I think the Fine Fins or Nakapuki had a PC video for the channel.
Yep.
A while back. It looks. I
believe
looks like an alright.
I believe Yard.
Oh, maybe yours. Oh, maybe that's the one.
I hear a lot of comparisons to
interesting.
Portal for that.
Yeah, a little bit. So let's see. For the Train Fanatics, Train Sim Worlds, Great Western Express for the Xbox One coming out on 24th.
Choo choo.
Reminds me of the Microsoft Train Simulator way back when on PC. Probably be the only one that played that.
I had it. I had
That's okay.
I had Railroad Tycoon 2 on the Dreamcast too.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I think I still do.
Mouse and keyboard.
I mean, the thing with those games is like, they're huge modding. A lot of modders out there that, create fantastic models from different countries and stuff. And I don't know if the console version actually supports that, so would be nice, but don't know. Then another thing on Friday, Madden NFL 18 for the football fanatics. Frankie,
look
there
look how
for
happy
PS4 and
Frankie
X1.
is.
Get ready to hear the same commentary over and over and over.
Over again.
I'm gonna do a video since it's on EA Access. I'm gonna do a.
There you go.
If I can get into
Hey, we
EA
can face
Access.
each other. Let's go. Bengals versus Ravens.
Oh, let's do this.
I think
Hey,
my
sure.
man Mike P on Twitter said that was pretty good.
I'll give it a run through.
Not a big game, maybe not in the States, but overseas is Formula 1 2017 for the PS4 and Xbox One.
It's so
Yep.
bad that he got blurry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's, Formula 1 2017 for the PS4 and Xbox One. Probably not as popular here in the States, but anywhere else in the world where they actually play football. Hugely popular. It's one of the most popular sports there is actually.
Creepy Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Nerdus Shippuden, or whatever you pronounce that. The Ninja Storm Legacy, as well the Ninja Storm Trilogy for the PS4 and Xbox One.
Naruto, by the way.
Naruto. See, that's how much I know about it and enjoy that game. But some people, it's popular among some of my friends. So.
Yeah, those are pretty popular.
Yeah.
Haven't played one bit, but that's okay. And those are really my picks. If
No
anybody else.
Uncharted?
I was gonna say you skipped right over Uncharted.
Lost Legacy.
Wait. Oh, man, what a mistake. I have to do
Man.
that. So it's coming.
Man.
Sorry.
And you put this list together.
Soup is here for
Oh,
it.
my goodness. Yeah, I did. I can't believe it. Yeah, that's definitely the highlight of this whole list, actually.
Yeah.
Next to
Pretty stoked
Chroma
about
God,
that.
of course.
Yeah. So, yeah, that looks cool.
Mages of Astray looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm
not
kind of excited
familiar
about that one. That's it's like a top-down spellcaster game. So you kind of craft your own spells to take down enemies. We'll have a review up on www.shortpause.com on Tuesday morning. So come check it out.
You've heard it.
But it'll be on. It's also coming to Xbox on Friday. I know I don't see it on the thing, but it's PlayStation on Tuesday, Xbox on Friday.
All right. Very cool.
And the Escapist 2 for the people who like the first one.
I didn't hate it.
This one's got co-op in it.
Did you escape?
Yeah. Eventually.
I got out of the
I'm not-
prison and then you're running around and then you get killed.
That's my problem. I couldn't escape.
I'm not good at it because I'm apparently a very bad escapist because I just find myself doing the routine that they want me to do every day, and not any of the escaping bit.
He was happy at jail.
Wake up and go over here and eat and do this thing
It's
and then
back.
work out and then do your job. And I'm like, okay, but am I supposed to escape now or?
I just started killing off people. The guards and
works.
stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I got out, but it was difficult.
Yeah.
This one's supposed to sound like a
Hang
tutorial.
for 2 minutes. Hang for 2 minutes, JD. Give us 2 minutes. We're moving to. So we're gonna do this first. Okay, and there's a reason that we're gonna do this first.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap this one up and go to the next segment.
Yep.
Run.
Run!
All right, you know what time it is. Well, it's not usually this time, but you know what time it is right now.
It's business time.
Is this longer than our show?
No.
No.
Okay.
This is our show.
Well, and
that
I'm
why
going
I'm
to,
doing
and
it
I'm
now?
going to
I read the
start.
intro.
It's
I'm going to
been
start
clipped.
rotating games in and out of it. So each week it will be different.
You should segment between the games with like a spinning Juan head.
No, nobody wants that.
Did you put these videos in the fast forward mode?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could get it in 60 seconds.
Oh, that looks cool though.
Oh man, I love that game so much.
That's probably going to be in every video, though.
Yeah.
Nice spiking.
Right.
And it's those Beach Babes too. Beach Babes.
Yeah. That's a great game. Everybody can talk trash about that game, but that is a great game.
I'm not talking trash.
I love it.
It looks pretty beautiful.
All right.
Sucks.
Juan's retro recommendations. And this week is a special edition.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
I figured it'd be timely. I try to keep the retro rec a little bit esoteric, a little bit not the classics, but we're going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog because it's that time. I'm loving Sonic Mania, and I figured it'd be timely. So you can go ahead and kick it off.
Hang on. This is my 15th anniversary
You
Sonic
said-
shirt.
Kick it off, not take it off.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
So, Sonic the Hedgehog, right? 1991 Sega Genesis, developed by the Sonic team, who was founded in 1988 as Sega AM8, renamed in 1991 to Sonic Team with the release of Sonic. They developed Sonic, believe it or not, as an 8-man team, which is, kind of amazing. Famous, of course, for the Sonic games, Phantasy Star Online, Nights into Dreams, more recently Puyo Puyo Tetris, and the upcoming Sonic Forces. Published by Sega, founded in June 1960, originally as Service Games, officially styled as Sega. Developed consoles from I've typed 38, but I'm betting it's 83. to 2001.
I mean, I definitely don't know about that.
but after Dreamcast losses, they restructured to third-party software dev. They still, though, are the world's most prolific arcade producer with over 500 games and 70 franchises on 20 different arcade system boards since 1980. So, the gameplay, we all know it. It's two-player side-scrolling platformer. No, single-player, two-dimensional side-scrolling platformer. You must navigate 6 hazard-fraught zones, each of 3x in length with a 10-minute limit per. You got pits, you got spikes, you got robotic creatures with animals trapped inside of them. Freeing those animals optional. You must also avoid being crushed by moving walls or platforms or drowning. Rings are scattered throughout each level, and you get rewarded with an extra life for every 100 rings you pick up. Additionally, they protect against harm. If you get harmed, all your rings are dropped, and you have a couple seconds to pick them up and pick up protection again. Rings do not protect against bottomless pits, being crushed, or drowning.
That's
50
not very
rings.
nice.
At the end of an act, they'll bring this special stage on, or various versions of and one of the special stages is collect rings and you Chaos Emerald. The rings, you get 50 of them, you get a continue, which is key, and Chaos Emerald is 1 per stage, and if you manage to score it, it's one of the 6 you need to get the true ending of the game. If you finish the game without all 6 Chaos Emeralds, then you get an ending, and you get Dr. Robotnik juggling the one you didn't get and laughing at you. So it's very and really, it's side-scrolling platforming, but fast. This was a really fast game to say. Really set itself apart from everything. Also, the art style and colors were really big. Excuse me. So
Are you okay?
We know, we know about the gameplay, so we'll talk about the development a little bit. In 1990, Sega ordered AM8 to develop a mascot to Mario. The position was held by Alex Kidd, but he was considered too similar to Mario. As speed was a big facet of the game they were planning to make, they eliminated character designs not associated with fast animals, including an early prototype which involved a rabbit with prehensile ears that could grab items and such. But the interacting with items didn't really lend to the speed or the desired one button to move and attack mechanic that they wanted to build. They wanted to have the one button controls. So the team narrowed it down to animals that roll into a ball, a hedgehog and an armadillo, and the hedgehog prevailed because the spikes are more aggressive. He was originally teal Sonic, but he was changed to a dark blue for better contrast against the backgrounds and to match the Sega logo. The red shoes were inspired, as it turns out, by Michael Jackson's red boots on the Bad album cover. And also Santa Claus's outfit, who the man credited with proposing him felt was the most famous character in the world, and so he wanted to tie into that with the red shoes. It was received very well. Obviously, it's something of a classic. And praised by critics. Considered Sega's answer to the popular Mario series of games. Reviewers noted colorful, detailed graphics, lively but never garish, and praised its fast gameplay. EGM awarded it their Game of the Year award. It was also awarded the Golden Joystick award for Game of the Year. Commercially, it was a really big success. Sold 15 million copies by 2009. Due to bundling with the console, it really contributed to the popularity of the Genesis system. And during the holiday of '91, Genesis actually outsold the Super NES 2-1, and at its peak had 65% of the console market. And that was the first time since 1985 that Nintendo hadn't had it. So exclusives matter, and it was a big thing a big get for Sony. Myself, this is one of those games I would trade my Super NES for, like I've said many times, to get the chance to play. It's a great game. I've never actually finished the first game. The second one I did. First one I never actually did do with all the Chaos Emeralds, so that's something I'm going to have to do, obviously, at some point. But being that we're all we've been doing some nostalgia 8 balls here with the Sega, or the Sonic Mania, I felt it was a pretty good week to go and do that.
Definitely. Even I know who this guy is.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty iconic. There's a whole just slew, a mess of games that tie in. As just all the racers and the sports games and the Sonics and the 3D Sonics and the colors and Blast and all of them. For me, this game though and the second and third game really are the. This is Sonic for me. All the other 3Ds, I never really got too much into those, but the 2D Sonic was always where it was for me, which is why I'm really digging the Sonic Mania so much. Because the cool thing about Sonic Mania for me is that it starts like a stage will start looking like a Green Hill Zone, and it looks very familiar, and it kind of slowly morphs into something that is not familiar. This didn't feature 2-player. That came with later versions of the game. Get to see our villain here, kind of a classic in his own right, and debated hotly as to whether his name is Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Eggman, which all came down to an argument between different pieces of Sony, and they decided to break it up and go with the Dr. Robotnik. Thank you. Yeah, for the American, and I think the European.
Yes, it was.
Markets also got Robotnik.
Is this where Miley Cyrus got her Wrecking Ball reference?
Yes, I do believe that's where it was. I think she was sitting on Achy Breaky's lap when he was playing, and that's where she figured out the Wrecking Ball.
Man, the facts we learn in Retro Rec.
Yep. But yeah, it's. I think it's one of the best games that Sega ever had for the console. I think it's that series of the first 3 games are reason enough to own a Genesis if you're collecting retro. I believe it was Games Ranking that called the game this game in particular the 37th best game in the history of gaming. And I think it was IGN who said it was the 7th best Genesis game. But yeah, obviously it's a classic, and it's kind of silly to call it a retro recommendation because if you have a Genesis and you don't have it, I don't really know how that is.
Yeah. Well, and so it's funny because just there, for those who don't know, is where Eggman came from, it was actually some had pointed it towards a pop culture reference to a Beatles song, "I Am the Walrus." So as you see, Robotnik is a egg-shaped guy, and later on, once we got to Sonic Adventure, started getting on a Dreamcast, and then going forward, they dropped the Robotnik, and he's been Eggman for a while here in the States. And in Sonic Mania, you'll even see references to Dr. Eggman in some of the levels and things like that. So it was weird why they changed his name, except when they named him Robotnik. Part of it was, as you guys saw in that video, the enemies that Sonic jumps on are all robots. So Evo Robotnik.
And usually he fights in a large contraption or mechanical contrivance.
Right.
One thing I know about Sonic's game is it never had a bad soundtrack.
No,
it's true.
Yeah. So, and it goes along the same lines of all the names of characters and things and how they tried to be catchy with them. For example, Tails. His name is Miles Tails per hour.
Yep.
And I had to get Peter to look at it a couple times.
Yeah.
Like miles per hour. Miles per hour.
Hour.
So
Right.
then people,
I get
right,
it. I didn't
miles
get it.
tails
Yeah.
per hour. And so
That went over
that's-
my head.
Right. So leading out of that, Juan started to bring up Sonic Mania. So Sonic
Are
Mania.
you running the entrance again?
Well, we're doing it without sound too because my commentary was in there.
Uh,
So Sonic has had a sordid kind of history since the Dreamcast. Most people liked Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure 2 sort of gone downhill. There was Sonic 3D Blast, which was a little departure from the 2D, and it was okay, but it wasn't Sonic as you knew him. And then, of course, you had Sonic Spinball, which was a pinball game based on Sonic. And then, of course, once we got to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and even into this gen a little bit, they tried to bring Sonic back, and it hadn't gone so well. So the three companies that you saw in the first screen there, Pagoda West Games, Headcanon, and Christian Whitehead, got together and wanted to bring Sonic back in sort of, I mean, it's not really a fan project because these are indie developers, but it was kind of, Sega wasn't doing it on their own, and so they wanted to bring this game back. And so they got Sega's blessing. Sega has Sega's publishing this. And so what we got out of this was, as Juan can attest to, the ultimate homage to the original series.
Mm-hmm.
And combining the best of them and then adding pieces to it. So, for example, you're going to see here the same Green Hill Zone level that Juan was showing in his Retro Rec. However, in this game, you can play as Sonic himself, Tails himself, Sonic and Tails together, which you'll see in the video, and Knuckles. The added gameplay that comes from adding those characters to the original levels lets you play the game completely different. So now, what you get is, in Green Hill Zone 1, you get the gameplay out of Sonic 2.
Right.
And it's couch co-op. Unfortunately, it's not online co-op. That would have been awesome, but the competition mode from Sonic 2 is also in here. Mm-hmm. And what you see is sort of a very like-for-like representation of the game, minus, as Juan was saying, once you get into certain areas, they've added some things. The level design, for the most part, in the first pieces of this are, as you can see, pretty well done the same, but there are some little nuances in the levels that get you some extra places to get some get Chaos Emeralds, and they've added some. They added the special stage from Sonic 2, and then a special stage where you can. We have to chase after a UFO, which you'll see in a second. But here, Tails can help you in these areas where you couldn't get to before, and it allowed them to give you some more verticality in the levels. So Tails can actually grab you, and you'll see it in a second. He can grab you, and he can lift you up, and he can fly you in the air, and get you to higher places that you couldn't get to before. So they're able to build some things. They also added these new and improved shields that can do various things. Like this one is an electrical shield. It will magnetically draw rings to you and gives you a little extra, like a second jump. There's one that's a bouncy. There's one that is a fire shield that can protect you from fire, and so on. And so there you can see Tails lifting Sonic up to get to a higher point in the level. And so they added some rings and things up there all the way at the top. Nathan said something about the soundtrack. And while I'm not showing it here because it's also, like I said, got my commentary in it, if you go to our channel and you watch this video, which is there, the soundtrack is sublime. And they took, for example, Green Hill Zone Level 1 sounds like Green Hill Zone on the Genesis, except with, real instrumentation. Then they changed it for the second part of the zone, and they made it. It was almost like a calypso kind of. It reminded me a lot of Sonic CD, where you could get into different past, present, and future versions of the level, and the music changed as you went. But here you see also, this is one of the new special stages where you have to chase after a UFO that's got a Chaos Emerald. Those blue dots blue balls that you're picking up. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to say it. Actually, will eventually make you go faster, while the rings will give you enough time to catch it. And they get substantially harder as you go. So the greatest thing about this game is the nostalgia trip. I mean, these guys really went for getting back to what made Sonic, the original. What we all, when we were, those of us who were, Sega fanboys were, running around yelling, well, it's got blast processing. That's what they shot for in remaking this game, and it hit it on the head.
Yep, I call it my nostalgia 8-ball.
Yeah, I agree. See, and there you go. So Tails helps you out right here. Now, this is Chemical Hill Zone, which is from 2, but you can see some different things. Like I remember a lot, but I don't remember that bouncy gel.
Right.
So there are some things that they added to kind of enhance the gameplay. But even at that, in Sonic 2, one of the neat things about this level was you could go in so many different directions. In the Green Hill Zone, you still had to kind of sort of follow a pattern, but here the level is so large that you can play this 4 times and do 4 different experiences based on where you go, based on what ramps you hit, based even on what tunnels you go into, the tubes, and where you let Tails take you. So there's gameplay among gameplay on here, and so I didn't do any more of the UFO things on the video. I just wanted a chemical plant, and then after that they started adding some levels that we hadn't seen before. So this to me is the ultimate homage to Sonic. And like I said, if you want to hear just some wonderful remixed music, go check this out on our channel, because I'm telling you, this is it. I I teared up when I first played. I couldn't play it for a minute because I just had to listen to it. So, well, it was a perfectly timed retro rec.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's a great game. Can't recommend it enough for the price. It's if you at all like the old school Sonic, if you're into that 2D thing, and it can be a nostalgia 8-ball for you too. It's fantastic. Music is just super great.
Yeah. Who else got it? By the way, I know Peter got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Frankie?
I picked it up.
Yeah. Have you played it yet?
I just played through Green Hill Zone, and I did the first act of the Chemical Zone, and I was like,
Right.
"Oh, awesome! This is more Sonic. Good."
Yeah, but
Right.
I mean, did you?
That's not a bad thing.
No, I mean,
No.
How many of you guys, other than Juan and I, because I know Peter did not, but how many of you guys played the original Sonic on the Genesis?
I did. Never beat him.
But did it give you? And here, by the way, this was a nice surprise, actually. So,
Oh, hey.
yeah, back in the day, when Tetris was still a thing and Columns was still a thing, Nintendo came out with a game called Dr. Mario. And Dr. Mario kind of changed the Tetris rhythm by bringing down these pills, and you had to match colors and things like that. Well, not to be outdone, Sega brought out a game called Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. So this is one of those instances where using the name Robotnik rather than Eggman was probably a better idea, because Dr. Eggman's Mean Bean Machine doesn't sound as cool. But the idea is you get these little beans, little jelly beans that are of different colors, and you have to match them up. You get 4, and when you destroy 4 of them, it shoots over a black jelly bean over on the other side, and it kind of blocks your way. So. And this is one of the new levels that I don't remember at all. It was called, there was one, it was, it's reminiscent of a casino level that was in 2, but this was definitely not a level. This was, I think, was a brand new level. And the soundtrack here was even nicer. So, yeah, go check this out on our channel. And, I mean, the game's $20. I don't know how you don't get this one. It
just comes down to if you love old Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, it's out for the Xbox One. It's out for PlayStation 4, and if the PC version hasn't hit yet, it should be shortly.
It's also on the Switch.
And on the Switch. And
yeah,
by the way,
it might be this week actually for PC.
Okay, so it's this week on PC and on Switch. And
that's
by the
what
way,
I'm thinking.
Our podcast doesn't show it, but this game, when the dashboard is not screwing up, runs at a silky smooth 60 frames per second. Where if you want to, it's smoother than the original Genesis version. But let me tell you, it's a joy to play.
I almost got it for the Switch. I very nearly did it just for the mobility factor, and playing anything on the Switch is a joy. But then I remembered that I really liked the Xbox controller best, so that was the deciding factor for me.
And this one, tell me how you feel about this, Juan. But I think this is a game I just found myself going back and playing with the D-pad more than the analog stick.
Nope, I've been using the stick for it.
Yeah, I've found that I get a little more precise control out of the D-pad. And it could be just because that's the way you used to play it.
Yeah, so you're used to, yeah.
So, yeah, I could play this all day long.
Yep.
So, $20, guys. So,
60 for the pretty sweet collector's edition, right?
Yeah, actually, the collector's edition looks pretty sweet too.
I'm gonna go hunting.
Not bad at all.
I'm gonna rely on Nathan to go hunting for that Sonic Genesis statue.
See what I can do.
If you find one, let me know. That will go over on the table. So,
Full table.
Yes. So.
I've been told that's actually like a full scale Genesis too.
It looks like a smaller. Yeah, it looks kind of like a 2, just with the one casing.
I think Piccolo on our show, he got one, and he was like, "Dude, this thing's like a 1-to-1 actual Genesis base for Sonic."
Nice.
He's
Only you
blown,
could-
like he got the box. He's like, dude, this thing is freaking huge.
If only you could hook the 32X up to it.
Yeah, but I think it plays like the Sega soundbite.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I heard
Switch
that.
on it.
So, well, the other thing too is I'm going to get. I've decided that one of the things I'm going to invest in, if I can find it for a decent price, is a Sega CDX, which
Good
was
luck.
the Genesis and CD combo unit.
Right.
Cheap.
And it does, because I've seen videos on YouTube, it is fully compatible with the 32X. So that might be my way of getting back to that, because I don't know. I've like I said, one of the things that has made this game a little bit more special for me this week than any other, besides the fact that it's Sonic the Hedgehog and reminds me of my youth, is that I've really, since that expo, have been getting just more and more back into retro.
I'm telling you, it's great. Retro gaming is so awesome because you just turn it on, you play the game, and there you go.
Yeah, and I mean, it just
It works.
it works, and it I don't know, I don't know if it's just I'm getting burnt out with,
Triple A.
yeah, and going back and playing Toe Jam and Earl 3 and Rally Sport and wanting to go back and play some Saturn and that kind of stuff. If I get this CDX, I got a shelf of Sega CDs I want to play. So
Yep.
I mean, I don't know, and so this game is hit at the right time for me, because I find myself going back to these now more than I'm going to newer games, and it's just weird.
Thanks, Coleco.
Right.
Yeah.
Coleco didn't have anything to do with it.
I'm sure they did. That's how you got your Xbox. So now
Yep.
you're back on the bandwagon
This
because
is
of them.
true.
and their
All right, this is
crappy
true.
show.
This
one
is
thing
true.
to come from that
the
show.
one good thing that came from that show was my desire to get back to retro. So I that makes a good point. So, all right, and so that is our Sonic Day. It's our tribute to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
I love it. All right, let me bring up the ye olde. Please subscribe and like. So that's gonna do it for us. Little over the time we usually go, but Gamescom, Gamescom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, does anybody have anything else of note before we roll out and Juan gets
sir.
some sleep?
Hopefully next week I'll have a little chance to show you guys some Lamborghini video.
Yeah.
I really want to see that.
I do too.
I have to do a drone segment when Soup's on.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm gonna name this presentation Podcast plus Super Cooper. Oh wow.
Look at that. Oh,
That's awesome.
Zoom in.
That bad boy.
I would wreck that, but yeah, it's awesome.
No,
I've
that's
wrecked
cool.
Nice.
I've wrecked it. You can see my little. I don't know
Ah.
if you can see the little battle scar back there.
That
Yeah.
tells you it's made well. I would be afraid I'd break it.
So, and by the way, I like this. I like this
Oh,
layout.
that was like an Xbox one.
I was fiddling with the layout, and I kind of like this. I like the two on the side, and either one or two at the bottom, depending on whether or not
Yeah.
we have 6
Yeah.
or 5.
Yeah,
works.
I was gonna
Good.
say it's nice to have a guest spot. You can just be like, okay, blue.
Yeah.
And if it gets really crowded, we can even put one more on the right side of Frankie.
And if
Right underneath
if
Nate.
there's not a guest, you just put Xbox down there, since that's what we talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk to our WFC lawyer. All right, so we're gonna call it here. Soup, thanks for coming back on, brother.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. Always
So-
a pleasure.
And man, you're a good-looking dude, man. Look at this. He's
Bringing
all-
sexy to the
bringing
podcast.
Sexy to the podcast.
Yeah.
I say we keep the bar low here.
So, yeah, he's balancing out my camera issues.
We gotta talk about your beard though.
Who?
I know. I just trimmed it. I had it. It was actually not. It wasn't Frankie status, but it was a little scruffier than it is now. I just kind of
Frankie's
trimmed
got
it
the
down.
NHL playoff beard.
Someone's got to take over, like, having the beard when I'm not here. It's going to have to be you.
Oh, man.
He's like, oh no.
You got to grow it out, man.
It's going to take some work.
Oh.
Is it
That's
November
funny.
yet? Nope.
Beard
Wait,
balm. Beard balm.
All right. So everybody have a great week. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. To the chat room, folks. Man, you guys awesome as usual. Thank everybody for lip on beer.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
You know what's more
Anybody
scary?
want to play some Battleborn?
Nobody put it on there, but he has it just laying around.
Yeah.
No. And by the way, I couldn't bring myself to do it, so you'll notice, Frankie, that your name is right.
I know. What the hell?
I know. I
Change it
felt
back.
bad. I felt so
Change it
bad.
back. Change it back.
No, I felt so bad.
No, you didn't.
And I want people to follow you so you can
No.
block them.
Yeah, but no.
So. Oh man! All right, well, crew, thanks so much for another great episode. Do not forget to check us out on the places below: Twitter, Mixer, Twitch. We're doing a lot more Mixer than anything else, but we'll figure out the Twitch thing. Whether or not we use XSplit going forward, I don't know, but right now, has just bothered me the whole night. So, but anyway, chat room, thank you guys very much. Peter, Juan, Nathan, Frankie, Super Cooper, thank you very much. And we will see you guys next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Not Frankie, right?
No,
Off
Frankie,
week.
that's Frankie's off week. So
I'll be playing, what's next Saturday? No, I won't. I was going to say, I'll be playing Yakuza, but that's still another week away. Damn.
damn.
Yeah, it's not quite Life is Strange time either.
That's true. I'm
Hey, you
gonna
know
wait
what?
for that one.
Playing on
One of the
Uncharted.
episodes.
You know what?
Juan?
Maybe we'll
Did you prove-
maybe we'll see. Depends on when Rick gets back. Maybe we'll get Rick on. Rick can
That'd
tell
be
us
cool.
all about his experience
Aw,
at Gamescom.
No, I want to be on next time he's on.
All right. So why don't we do 2 weeks then? We'll do 2 weeks from now. We'll see if we can get him back on, and then and then see he'll be right over here where Super Cooper is. You'll be right next to him. You'll be like buddies.
We could-
You should be like Rick on Tarley.
Next week will be like, who effing cares?
So all right, everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next week. Play on, gamers.
Game on. And some Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Oh, you retired Ghost Recon.
That's back? What?
Oh, and a final announcement: I'm opening a Patreon for a Minecraft S bundle. So
Yeah.
click on IneedAMinecraftS.com. Get in, I'll be welcome.
This is new. When did this happen?
I upgraded.
I think we've been saying Nate's name wrong this whole time. It'd be like NatiRedGals.
Look, it's a picture this time.
Yay, Mixer.
Welcome to the end.
Right.
Press X to pay respects.
It's coming right at us.
When I first saw Nate's name, I pictured a natty dread gal, girl with natty dread.